Hello, everyone. How are we all? I am just checking. We are live. Give me 2 seconds. This is not working. Why is this not working? There we are. We are all good. How are we all? Happy Thursday. It's freezing in the UK. First day I did the school run this morning. I was freezing. My hands on the buggy were like holding on like fingers. Oh, so cold. Right. What is your one thing? Is something we're going to be sharing with you today and training on. This has been quite a relevant topic in our community and in our internal businesses in the last, like, I'd say couple of weeks, because especially as we kind of get to this time of year, it's like, okay, we're reviewing, we're refining, we're strategizing for next year, and it's really dialing in on, like, what is our one thing? What do we really want to work on next year? We can't be everything to everyone. So what is the one thing that we truly want to excel in? And what is the one thing we not only want to excel in, but we want to be renowned for? And we want to know that, when people come to us, they know exactly what they are getting, and they know they're getting a high level and they're getting experts in their field. Now, I'm going to share a few different examples on this, but when we're entrepreneurs, and this is definitely something I really struggled with in the early days, really struggled with, because we're entrepreneurs, yeah? We have ideas. We're like, I've got an idea, I've got an idea, I've got an idea, I've got to do it now. And it's like that high energy. But what happens, and I've been talking about this little bit sprinkled in throughout my lives this week. But what happens is you're constantly like this, and your team are like this. Whoa, what's the idea now? Whoa, what's the idea now? And that totally was my team in the early days. I would be like, I got an idea and I want it implemented now. There was no strategy. There was like, it's in Katie's head. I've now said it. I want it done. Whereas now it's like, okay, that's a great idea. It's not in line with what we want to do right now. Let's park it. Let's look at it again in 6 months' time when we've got the capacity and the bandwidth. Because at the minute we're focused on this. And when you work from that way and from that capacity, you're then not constantly at this level. Your team aren't doing this with you. And then you actually get more done and you hit your goals because everybody's focused. Funny that, isn't it? And I remember having vision boards and thinking, why is nothing ever coming true? Why is nothing working? We're working hard, but we were so sporadic and we were spread across so many different places. So the one thing is, there's actually a book about this. The one thing, what's this? Richard Keller, I want to say. Just type into Amazon, like, the one thing, it will come up. It's quite little books, little, but it's a really great book on just focusing and laser focus. If you can just do one thing, what's that one thing that if you really get good at next year is going to really grow your business in every step? So, and I get asked this, but Katie, if I focus on that one thing, then it impacts this, and then that becomes another thing. But no, I want you to think of, okay, if you really focus, your number one focus is every single month in 2026 is increasing your student numbers, for example, which we're always doing as children activity entrepreneurs. If you can just get laser focused and a complete expert in your marketing and have the tools to do this, you will find that by just laser focusing on that, naturally your team is going to grow. Naturally you're going to start to scale and look at your systems and look at what's not working. Naturally you're going to need more space. That's when the scaling and having more venues. But just by focusing on one thing will then impact your business 5, 6 other times around. But your laser focus every day, we call it our power hour in our community. Every day, your 1 hour should be fixated on just that. And then you can be like, okay, the rest of the day I'm focusing on the other bits. But what's the key one thing? The key one thing throughout the whole of the year, you are going to laser focus in on. And I'm going to share this example of when you can be something, jack of all trades, master of none. So in the early days, and I'm going to share this in gold medal, I'm going to share it in my gym. So I'm going to use my gym example first. We started with gymnastic classes. And then because we were doing quite successfully, and as an entrepreneur brain, I was like, oh, we could do that. Oh, I don't want to be missing out over here. We don't want to be missing out on this money. Oh, why don't we doing this instead? Let's target that. We could do this. So at one point, I'm going to share with you what we had going on. And when I'm training this now, I think, what were we thinking? But I was like, well, jack of all, we were jack of all trades. So we had our gymnastic classes, we had loads running in schools, we had our own facilities. Okay. We then had a leotard company that really did, because again, I was very much thinking, and it's a smart way of thinking. So, and I was reading a book the other day that said, you want to try to make yourself the number one person in that industry where everybody, you look at your brand and go, okay, what does my customer always need? How can I be the number one person they come to for all of those things? So let's take the gymnastic example. Someone's going to come to you for classes, yeah? They're then going to buy leotards. So can you supply the leotards? They're then going to come to you for camps. They're going to then come to you for parties. They're going to come for you to workshops. Then we then even went even further and was like, we even had we tried to step into the advertising space a bit, and we had like an advertising magazine. Remember, especially in the UK, Primary Times, Family Times, all of those magazines. Now we don't advertise in any of them because we don't do any print. But it's like we were like, okay, how can we turn our advertising into an income stream? We then said we had a bit of an agency running as well, like a sports agency, because we had people that would go for auditions from the back of our gymnastics. So you see where I'm going with this. Now, the ideas were fantastic. And, I wouldn't do the print now. That's an idea I would not even touch again. The agency, to quite honest, no, I'm not going to touch that again. The leotards, definitely not. But the idea was there. And I want you to, when you have these ideas, I want you to brain dump them in your project management tool, Airtable, Trello, whatever you use, brain dump them, because they are good ideas to get out of your system. But remember, you can't be jack of all trades, master of none. So we were that. We had, and that's where we got in trouble, because we had a little bit of everything going on. Our classes were still going really well, but what had happened? The focus had come a little bit off of that. Quality went down, problem with staff, problem with numbers, and because we were over here. Now, if I decided now to work in that way, I could make that work, because I'm 18 years into business. I have a lot more time freedom. I have a lot more money and resources. I've got a bigger team and I've got a bigger network. I could make that work now. Do I want to make that work now? No, because our number one focus, we know what works. We are known for one thing in the gymnastic industry. So that is our bread and butter. That is our mold. That is our niche. That's what we're known for. That's what we're experts in. So you got to just get laser clear on what do you want to be known for? Because yes, you could do everything, but what happens, again, tried and tested from experience, is you'll be like, we're running like 10 grand over here, and then we've got another 4 grand over here, and we've got another 3 grand over there. When reality is, you might as well just do one thing and make that all 20 grand, for example, okay? Rather than having expenses over here, expenses over here, expenses over there, and it's all really you're delivering a shitty service, and be really frank, because you can't be everything to everyone. Now, I'm going to use the example of like the Virgin brand, because this is obviously Richard Branson has done an insane job. And I remember thinking this in the early days, like, well, he started with aeroplanes. And he did Virgin makeup and Virgin brides, and he's into Virgin money. Like, goodness, Virgin is on everything. I can't even think, there's so many. But he has massive operations and teams behind that, and experts in their field, that are like, he doesn't know anything about flying, but he had the idea, and then he got an expert team to pull it all together. I was almost trying to be like Virgin in the gymnastic world, without the knowledge, without the money, without the resources. Okay. No wonder it didn't work. So I was trying to be, jack of all trades, master of none. And I didn't want to miss out. And I was very much thinking, okay, I want to be the one person they come to. If they're needing leotards, why not? We're going to make that a company, because we can then pull the money back. The philosophy, the mindset was there as an entrepreneur, and the mindset was there of like, this is smart. Well, yes, it is smart. I'm trying to build multiple income streams from my client, but I wasn't ready for it. So, as I said, brain dump it. Don't just be like, nah, not doing it. Brain dump it and go, do you know what? I'll review that in 6 months' time. Am I ready for it? Do I even want to do it anymore? Because that's just as powerful. Sometimes you'll be like, okay, just because it was an idea 6 months ago doesn't mean you have to do it now. So the power of one thing is absolutely critical in your business. So I shared that example of the gym world with you, of building gyms, and why you really need to laser focus and really, really focus on that one thing. Now, I'm going to go over to the coaching world and what we support you with in Gold Medal. So we have different partnerships with different products for a reason, because we can't be everything to you, but we do know what you need to support you further. So at Gold Medal, we have one umbrella of expert focused mentorship. That is our expertise. That is what we do. That is why we get so good results, because we are laser focused. And my team are all focused on one thing. Now, we have a section which is run by a completely different department. I've got nothing to do with it. It's called Hire Our Team, which is my team of VAs that do everything from system building to supporting you on a day-to-day to putting together marketing for you. You name it, they do it. Absolutely phenomenal. But they are the experts in their field. I'm not managing that. I'm not doing that for them. They are the experts in their fields. Now, we have had people come to us and said, oh, could you develop like a database under Gold Medal so we can, and like a CRM, and so we can have everything under one umbrella? And yet, do you know what? I could probably pull that together. It's a hell of a job. And tech is a whole nother world and a whole nother business, which I've been there, done it, and got the t-shirt over the years of developing different products, where that's a whole nother business. That's a massive department in itself. There's a reason why all of the CRMs we use, whether you're using Entreport, MailChimp, High Level, there's so many. There's a reason that's their own entity. That's their own brand. The same with databases, whether you're using Love Admin, Team Up, Class for Kids, like whatever one you're using, there's so many of them as well. There's a reason that's a company. That it's a reason. And I've got asked this multiple times. I'm like, at the minute, I've got no absolutely interest in building a platform or a tech company, because that would absorb every ounce of my energy and time. It's not my passion and it's not my strength. So I would rather partner with another company and say, go with these people. They're fantastic. They'll sort you out, because they have the team, the resources, the knowledge, the infrastructure to pull together an incredible platform. Where if we were doing that, we'd be spread across we'd be spreading ourselves so thin, which is what you don't want to do. So the power of one thing, there's a few examples for you from 2 different companies that I've been sharing with you on how is your planning for next year, of what is your one thing? What is one thing you're going to be known for that people are like, you've got to go to these because they're experts in this. People come to us at Gold Medal because we're experts in the children's activity industry at producing results to help you grow and scale in your business. We're experts at holding your hand and guiding you, whether you want group coaching or one-to-one. We're experts in that, tried and tested, over 50 years of experience. Myself and my coaches bring to you. We're experts in that. We're not experts at everything. There's some things we delegate out because we're not experts in that. So you can't be jack of all trades, master of none. You've just got to look at the caliber and the quality of what you are wanting to do. The same as, I'm going to give an example just as we're kind of wrapping up today. An example of, let's say you're brand new in business, yeah? And you're like, I'm not ready to do camps and parties. Well, don't do them then. Just focus on creating a killer after school program of classes and weekends. Not a problem. Don't have to do them. Don't try to do them. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Yeah. But you're better off to do one thing incredibly well rather than trying to spread it out and think, but I've got to promote these camps, I've got to have a budget for camps. No, start small. Or even if you are established and you think, my camps never work, don't do them, scrap them. Just because you used to do them and you feel like you need to do them, if they don't work for you, don't do it. Just focus on, you're better off to be like, I'm going to have waiting lists. I'm going to be known for the quality of my after school classes and my weekend classes. Oh, doing preschool, your daytime classes. I'm not known for my camps. Leave that to someone else. I'm known for the high quality that I know I can produce. So I want to leave that with you. Now, to get further support, next week I've got our Boost Your Cash Flow event, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is basically, I'm sharing, it's the last one of the year. Drum roll, please. Boost Your Cash Flow. It's the last one where we're going to be going through laser focused strategies to really enhance and boost your cash flow for 2026. I always say, if you're a hobby business in this industry, you don't need to attend. If you are very serious about your business, you need to be there. Rain or shine, non-negotiable. It's a free event. If you're serious about building income in this industry, you need to learn how to build crucial strategy around your cash flow in this industry. So I just want you to comment boost so we can make sure we get the free link across to you. As I'm live next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, an hour each day. It is recorded, my friends. We have a lot of people, international markets, so do not stress. We've got you covered. So just comment or pop us a DM boost and we can make sure we get the link across to you. Awesome, my friends. That's me out for the week now. So we go live kind of Tuesday through Thursday. I will see you for our Boost Your Cash Flow next week, live Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Have an amazing rest of your Thursday and have an amazing weekend. You take care.